order to start, I have 3 questions for you. And the first question is, who of you know this feeling? Your heart starts to race, your knees are getting weak, and your hand starts to sweat. Have you ever experienced, or have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to do something like walk up to a beautiful girl or ask a question in a huge class to your teacher, and then you got this feeling of nervous anxiety, and because of these feelings you didn't do what you wanted to do? My last question is, have you ever experienced this, been in a situation that wanted you to do something that you're anxious, scared you, but you still do it and you feel like what's the problem in it, and it's not scary at all, you did it over and over again, and at one point, or until at one point you aren't nervous anymore. More specifically, my whole video will talk about how to become more confident and how to stop caring about how other people see or what they say about you, and how to do what you want to do and not to be held back by fear. Even though this is the beginning of the video, I already have an answer for your questions, and my answer is only doing one thing: to lay down in a crowded street on the floor for 30 seconds. And I'll tell you how I actually arrived to this conclusion. The story is that I always kind of confident, outgoing. I'm playing soccer professionally. All my friends also professional soccer players, and I was hanging out with the cool kids. And others were definitely describing me as a confident one. But how I felt from inside was pretty different. So in a handful of situations where I would get really nervous or insecure, and especially on people who were cooler than me, smarter than me, and more successful, so I would get shy, and this was because this huge fear of rejection, huge fear of not being cool or not accepted or being exposed as weak. One day, while I was talking with my soccer coach about what's the reason why I always fail in doing that move or that skill in soccer, he told me, you may have that skill, but you're lacking a bigger skill or a greater skill that will allow you to do what you want and reach your dreams. He told me, your fear of losing is what makes you lose. The lack of self-confidence is what stops you whenever you try. And he left me without telling me what to do. He told me that self-confidence is the ability or the belief to believe in yourself to accomplish any task, no matter the difficulty, no matter what will you face in it. Another day I was watching a TV show for the famous actor Ahmed Helmi. He once said that the thing that you're fearing to do, you have to do it so you would stop fearing. And finally I knew my problem and I searched for a solution. Exactly this time I heard about comfort zone challenges for the first time. For those of you who don't know what comfort zone challenges are, comfort zone challenges are challenges where you consciously put yourself in a situation that makes you nervous or insecure. For example, if you fear of rejection, one of the challenges you can do is you go out and try to get rejected 10 times as fast as possible. If you're afraid of embarrassment, go out, listen to music, and dance stupidly in a crowded street. The idea of it is you do it over and over again, and you stop caring what other people might think. To simplify more, all what you need to do is the following. You put yourself in a situation, you get anxious, scared whatsoever, and you stay in there so your anxiety step by step decreases and your nervous system learns, hey, the situation is actually not scary. It's all about repetition. We want to be in a situation where we have so much pressure in that, because pressure is what builds diamond. We want to be in a situation where, hey, I've done this 1,000 times. I decided to do a comfort zone challenge, and I chose to lay down in a crowded street for 30 seconds, behaving like it's normal and ignoring all other people's look. Every day, when it comes to comfort and breaking the norm, we say I'll start tomorrow. and tomorrow comes and we won't do anything. But one day while I was walking in a crowded street, and I said, why won't I do it right now? The moment I started thinking about it, two things happened. The first thing, my heart started to race, my hands started getting sweaty. This is on one hand, and the other hand is 1, 2, 3. All those really good excuses popped up. You have a lot of work to do, the floor is dirty, the people might think that I'm crazy. I wanted to do it, but I had excuses and fears. So what I said is, when I finish my work, it'll be better. But something said, or I heard this concept before, but now I really understood it. Because this fear will always be there, and those really good excuses will always be there. I won't do it. I will never do it. So I put down my bag, turned around, lay down, and I was terrified. My heart was racing, and then I noticed three things. The first thing was, of course I got a lot of weird looks, and the second thing was that a lot of people were really confused, because although I knew what I was doing, I didn't have a reason or a clue why I'm laying there. The third thing that was that the majority of people didn't even look at me, didn't care. And with every second I got more and more relaxed, and that after 1 or 2 minutes I was completely relaxed, and my anxiety vanished. I stood up, got my bag, and went home without any fear or anything, and with a big smile on my face. I decided, hey, it helped me and many other people, let's help more and more people. So I decided to create a community of comfort zone challengers. There we give people challenges and give them a piece of advice how to step out of their comfort zone, and step by step it will grow bigger and bigger to create a community of self-confident people. From all those things, and from crushing my own comfort zone, I learned three things. The first thing I learned was, if you consciously do comfort zone challenges over and over again, you get the habit of doing the uncomfortable thing. And life is all about this. You have something you want to achieve, and between you and this thing is a certain discomfort. You want to have a great body, you must work out. You want to be smart, you need to study. I also learned from comfort zone challenges to ignore excuses, because most of the time you have good excuses not to do the thing. So doing comfort zone challenges is like bleeds into other areas. The third thing I learned was that comfort zone challenges gave me a lot of happiness. And you now are asking, why would laying down in a crowded street give you happiness? And I think for two reasons. The first reason is that a lot of unhappiness comes from comparing yourself with other people. And the other thing is that a lot of happiness also comes from comparing yourself to like a perfect self of you. Because comfort zone challenges bleeds into other areas, you start to develop and progress on the daily basis, and step by step get closer to the perfect version of you. Now I want to finish my video with a famous quote for Eleanor Roosevelt. She once said, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Thank you.